pleasure to welcome you all to our 17th webinar session organized by Chembond Biosciences, Navi Mumbai. We are reaching our 17th webinar is a reflection of our continuous commitment towards knowledge sharing, innovation, and sustainable growth of the poultry industry. Optimization strategies that can significantly enhance productivity and overall flock health. So our today's webinar is on golden 20 weeks that majorly highlights pre-lay management that decides peak production. And our speaker is Dr. Yogendra K. Gaur. Dr. Yogendra K. Gaur is a renewed poultry technical consultant with over 17 years of experience in poultry nutrition and technical consultancy. He has worked with leading poultry organizations, including Venkateswara Hatcheries Private Limited, Skylark Hatcheries Private Limited, and Srinivasa Farms Private Limited. So currently he provides poultry consultancy services across multiple regions in India and supporting poultry farmers and enterprises with technical guidance and performance management solutions. So I warmly welcome Dr. Yogendra Kaur for this session. So over to you, Dr. Yogendra.
Okay. Good afternoon, all of you. Thank you, Dr. Sanjay, for the wonderful introduction that you have given. And a big thank you to the Chembond team for inviting me as a speaker. I would like to thank all of participants which are live today, and I have very much excited to be here. This is the biggest platform in my opinion because it is very knowledge sharing platform and it is very helpful to all of us which are working in the field. Now, without any delay, I would like to start my presentation. The today's topic is golden 20 weeks, pre-lay management that decides the peak production. Now, why are the first 20 weeks important? The first 20 weeks are important because the 70% of laying performance is influenced before the laying starts. The bird starts the laying. Proper pullet development determines the peak production, egg size and shell quality, persistency of lay, feed efficiency, mortality and flock health. In short, we can say the first 20 weeks decide the next 80 weeks. Now, what are the objectives of pre-lay management? Pre-lay management objectives are to achieve target body weight, to maintain the flock uniformity more than 85%, to develop the strong skeletal frame, to improve immunity and gut health, to prepare reproductive organs for the laying, and to minimize stress and mortality. Overall, good layers are developed before they start the laying. Now there are critical phases from brooding to point of lay. These phases are divided into further 4 phases like the brooding phase, the grower phase, the developer phase, and the last one is pre-laying and maturity phase. Now I will take these one by one. First is brooding phase. It is most critical period in chicken's life and it is responsible for the future health, growth and productivity. And there are points to be considered here. Pre-placement preparation like cleaning and disinfection. Cleaning can be physical cleaning, disinfection like fogging and fumigation, etc. Equipment and facility setup. This can be of brooders, drinkers and waters. And preheating conditions are also should be maintained here. And next one is environmental management. This is considered 0 to 5 weeks. It includes temperature, ventilation, and lighting. Temperature in the first week, chicks require 95 degree Fahrenheit temperature in the first week. In second week, 90, 85 to 90 degree. In third week, 80 to 85 degree. And in the fourth week, 75 to 80 degree Fahrenheit. Now nutrition and water management. Chicks require medicines, initial medicines like probiotic and multivitamins, electrolytes, etc. And feed type. This can be crumble feed or mesh feed. Feeding method like ad libitum feed or feeding in part like 3 to 4 times in a day. And key managemental practices like deweaking, vaccination, and space management. In my opinion, the deweaking is the most stressful operation in the chicken's life. If the deweaking is not proper, the chicks are not able to achieve the target body weight and uniformity which is desirable. The growth phase. It is considered 6 to 12 weeks. Sorry for the interruption. In this phase, shifting of feed from high protein to the low protein. In the chicks stage, high protein we use about 20%, and in the grower phase we use 16 to 18%. In this phase, there is increase in the space requirement. Grower are needed space requirement more than the brooding phase. And in this phase, chicks lose their baby yellow feathers into the and grow into the white full feathers, and they looks like the smaller adults. Significant frame growth occurs here, and 90% of skeleton developed by the 12th weeks of age. In this phase, there are development of combs and wattles, and they are become more noticeable. And flock uniformity should be 85%. It should be more than 85% actually. One important point is never increase the light in growing phase. The point of no return. 12 weeks of age is considered as the point of no return because whatever the body weight we achieve at the 12th weeks of age, it is the accurate predictor of the 20th week of body weight. Suppose there are underweight birds in the flock at this age. They rarely catch up without compromising the muscle quality and the skeletal integrity. Then the grading and separation of underweight should be done before the 12th week of age. It helps to recover the underweight birds. Then next is developer phase. The primary purpose of developer feed in the layers to manage the growth, to support the structural skeleton development, and to build digestive capacity. And these all has to be done without encouraging the excessive fat deposition before laying starts. The developer feed's protein and energy is less, and fiber is more than the grower feed. And this feed facilitates the controlled growth and structure, GIT development. Controlled growth and structure is because of the low protein and energy, and GIT development is because of the high fiber in the developer feed. This feed also facilitates the reproductive readiness and uniformity in the flock. Now, pre-laying and maturity phase. This phase is considered from 16 to 20 weeks. In this phase, sexual maturation and readiness occurs. The bird prepare themselves to the production. There is transition from the growing bird to a productive hen, and metabolic demand shift towards the reproductive tract. Pullets complete their structural growth, transition to the layer feed, and prepare for the egg production. And during these weeks, the ovary and oviduct grow rapidly. And this is the last chance to cover the body weight standards before the stress of production begins. Never decrease the light in this phase. This is the most important, because if we delay, we decrease the light, there will be delay in the production performance. The importance of body weight. What are the importance of body weight? Suppose if there are underweight birds in the flock, there will be delayed maturity, smaller eggs, and lower peak production. And if there are overweight birds, there will be fat deposition, poor persistency, and reproductive disorders may also be there. So, underweight birds and overweight birds both are not desirable for the good performance. What should be the target? We should do weekly body weight monitoring and maintain the flock uniformity more than 85%. Now, body weight and uniformity optimization. Better uniformity is required for the desirable production, uniform onset of laying, better production persistency, consistent egg size, and easier flock management. In this picture, you can clearly see the growth of the bird in the different phases. In the first 5 weeks, there are organ growth. After that, muscle and skeleton growth. And after 15th week or 16th week, there is medullary bone or reproductive tract growth. The bird's growth is not linear at every phase. It is maximum from 5th to 11th week. After 11th week, it decreases up to the 16th week, and again it increases up to the 21-22 weeks. And when it increases after 16th week, the medullary bone formation and reproductive tract formation takes place. Approx 300 and 100 gram body weight gain from the first egg to the peak production. When the first egg starts and up to the peak production, there should be 300 gram body weight gain. Now, how to calculate uniformity percentage? For this, we can follow these 4 steps. In step 1, weigh a representative sample. Weigh at least 100 birds or 1% of the total flock. Whichever is larger. Take sample birds randomly from different areas of the shed. Now calculate the average weight. After taking the weight of sample size, calculate the average weight. It can be calculated by average body weight equal to sum of individual weight of all sample birds divided by total number of birds weight. I have taken this easiest example for the easy understanding. Suppose if total weight of 100 birds is 100 kg, then the average weight will be 1 kg. Now define the 10 plus minus 10% of acceptable range. 10% of 1 kg will be 0.1 kg. Then the lower limit. What will be the lower limit? Average weight minus 10%, that is 0.9 kg, and upper limit, that is average weight plus 10%, that will be 1.1 kg. Now count how many weighed birds are fall in this in this range, 0.9 to 1.1 kg range. Example, suppose 86 birds out of 100 birds are fall within this acceptable range, then the uniformity will be 86%. We can calculate the uniformity by this formula. Number of birds within plus minus 10% range divided by total birds sampled, and this whole is multiplied by the 100. After the uniformity calculation, there is correlation chart between rearing and laying results. You can see in this chart at the left, most left column, laying results are there, like early maturity, hen day production 20 to 24 weeks, production persistency, percent hen day production 68 to 100 weeks, livability at 60 weeks, livability at 100 weeks, production hen house until 60 weeks, production hen house 60 to 100 weeks, production hen house at 100 weeks. Now you can see the rearing results in the uppermost row. Now these laying result parameters are how correlated. I will take one by one. Suppose if we achieve the body weight at 5th week, then all laying parameters are positively correlated. If we achieve the 5th week body weight proper, then we can say that there will be early maturity, production persistency will be good, livability at all stages will be good, and production hen house at all age groups will be good. Suppose if we fail to achieve the body weight at 5th week and we achieve the body weight at 10th week, in this case you can see that early maturity and production hen house until 60 weeks, these both are directly strongly correlated, but other parameters, they are having zero correlation. And in next condition, at the 16-week body weight, suppose we fail to achieve the body weight at 5th week and 10th week, and we achieve the body weight at 16th week. Similar to 10th week body weight, there will also be correlation with the early maturity and production hen house. This is positively correlated, but other parameters are having zero correlation. And in the last condition, uniformity at 16 weeks. Suppose we fail to achieve body weight at 5th week, body weight at 10th week, and body weight at 16 weeks. In these three conditions, we are failed to achieve the standard body weight. Then try to attain the uniformity more than 85% at 16 weeks of age. This will help to recover the production performances. Although there will not be the early maturity because body weight is delayed, but other parameters, they are positively correlated. In the conclusion of this chart, we can say that either try to achieve the 5th week body weight or more than 85% uniformity at 16th week. This will help to achieve the proper production standards. Now, nutritional and transition and strategy. The prelay phase is critical transitional period, and this phase is designed to bridge the gap between developer feed and the layer feed. As we know, the developer feed is having low calcium, that is around 1%, and the layer feed is having high calcium, that is around 4%. And it is necessary to preparing the pullet for the rapid metabolic changes required for the egg production. This period is essential to developing medullary bone reserves, and it supports for the long-term egg shell quality. The most important point is when to start the prelay feed. Prelay feed we can start when the birds shows their combs and wattle are red, that is typically around the 16 week of age, or approx 1100 gram plus body weight. At the 16 week of age, if we find the 1100 gram body weight, we can start the prelay feed. If there is delay in the body weight, we should also delay the prelay feed. Now, nutritional strategy and key considerations. Calcium, when the pullet is ready, we should provide calcium 2 to 2.5% in the feed, or 1.5 gram calcium per day. For medullary bone formation, there is requirement of high proportion of coarse limestone, that is approx 50%. This is required for the gradual adaptation of high calcium intake. If we provide fine limestone, fine powdered limestone, that may create the gout condition. This is because of the readily absorption. And for the prelay feed, there is a transition timing. This should be start 10 to 14 days before the first egg, and it can be discontinued by the 2% or more than 2% and egg production. Phosphorus and protein. High phosphorus intake, 400 or 450 mg available phosphorus per day, and high protein is required for the development of ovary and oviduct. Prelay feed should have higher nutrient density than the grower feed, and it is required for the rapid increase in the body weight. In this slide, you can see an image. In this image, there is medullary bone that is situated in the inner soft layer of the long bones, and cortical bone. It is situated at the outer. This is hard in nature. The medullary bones are primary reservoir, and this is the first source of calcium. When the bird requires the calcium first of all comes from the medullary bones, and this can supply up to 40%, 20 to 40% of total calcium that is required for a single eggshell. Now, cortical bones. These provides structural support and secondary backup. In the normal condition, cortical bone does not participate in the daily calcium flow, because medullary bones provide daily calcium flow. And once the egg production begins, the formation of cortical bones stop, because the body shifts all resources towards the medullary bone. In severe cases, in severe calcium deficiency, when the medullary bones calcium exhausted, calcium comes from the cortical bones. And in this condition, if the calcium is coming from the cortical bones, there will be lameness in the flock. That's why prelay feed is necessary to maintain the reserve in the medullary and cortical bones. Now, heat stress during the growing phase. Heat stress affects the reduced feed intake, poor growth, weak immunity, and lower future productions. How it can be managed? Heat stress managed by temperature management inside and outside the shed, like foggers, sprinklers, side wet curtains, roof insulation, plantation in the surrounding of the shed. Ventilation is also important. For this, we can use the fans. Cool and clean water should be provided throughout the day. And nutritional support. We can increase the nutrition by 10 to 20% according to feed consumption. And like supportive medicines, vitamin C, B10, electrolytes, we can provide in the summer. Now, gut health management. What are the challenges for the gut health? There are heat stress, feed changes, pathogen load, toxins. These are all responsible for the gut health. And what are the solution if the gut health compromised? We should provide acidifiers, enzymes, toxin binders, probiotics, and clean and sanitized water throughout the day. Now, water management. Poor water quality affects the feed intake, gut health, egg production, immunity. These are all affected by the poor water quality. So, what are the checklists for this? Clean and cool water should be provided. Proper sanitation should be there. Regular water testing should be there. Adequate drinkers and nipples should be in the shed. Now, lighting stimulation. Correct lighting stimulation helps in the uniform maturity, controlled body weight, better egg production. And what should be avoided? We should avoid the early light stimulation and sudden lighting changes. In this picture, you can see the signs of light stimulation. When we start the light passes in the eye through the retina. Via the optic nerve, it sends the signal to the brain, to the hypothalamus, situated in the brain. From hypothalamus, there is a release of GnRH, that is gonadotropic releasing hormone. This hormone travels to the anterior pituitary, where it provides signals to release the LH and FSH. LH luteinizing hormone and FSH follicle stimulating hormone. These hormones travel to the target organ, that is ovary in the hen and testis in the male. So this LH and FSH travel via the blood stream, and by reaching the ovary, what are the functions of FSH and LH? FSH stimulates the follicle development, that is the overgrowth. It increases number of visible follicles. It enhances oviduct health. And what are the functions of LH? LH triggers ovulation of mature ovum. It increases progesterone and estrogen levels, and this is essential for the egg formation. Now, do's and don'ts of light stimulation. What are the do's? Do wait for target weight, that is approx 1250 gram body weight. Before this, we should not try to stimulate the flock. Do keep it gradual. Do aim for the 14 to 16 hours of light. Do use morning light first, and do use a timer. What are the don'ts? Don't increase light too early. Don't ever reduce light during lay. Don't make sudden changes. Don't forget natural light, and don't provide excessive light. Now, health and prophylactic vaccinations. The goal of prophylactic vaccinations, our goal should be that all vaccinations should be finished before the 18 weeks of age. If we finish these vaccinations before the 18 weeks, this allow recovery before the lay. There are important vaccines like MD, ND, IB, LPAI, EDS, cholera, coryza, etc. This is the vaccination schedule which I follow in the field. You can see there are a lot of vaccinations and operations. This is a general vaccine schedule and it may vary according to the area and the disease scenario. Now, environmental and biosecurity controls. Environmental and biosecurity controls are also necessary to achieve the peak production, in which environmental control helps to minimize the stress and biosecurity is helpful to prevent the disease related production drops. And what are the key environmental controls for the peak production? One is temperature control. Temperature should be 21 to 27 degrees centigrade. If there is temperature below 21 degrees centigrade, birds feel cold, and above 27 degrees centigrade, heat stress is there. Ventilation and air quality should also be good, especially in the summer and humid climate. Lighting management, water management, stocking density, these all are having importance for the peak production. Now, key biosecurity measures to protect the production. Isolation and access control. The farm location should be isolated and there should be restricted entry of the visitors. All in all out system should be followed. Personal hygiene is also important. Vermin and pest control. Many of pest rodents are also responsible for the disease outbreaks. Vaccination and health monitoring. Cleaning and disinfection. It can be physical cleaning, disinfection by the different chemicals available in the market. Feed and water hygiene. These all points are responsible to protect production from the diseases. What are the common mistakes in the prelim management? Poor brooding management. If there is brooding management is poor, body weight and uniformity will also be poor. Then production will be delayed. Inconsistent feed quality, it also hampers the production. Low flock uniformity, improper lighting, delayed vaccination, heat stress, negligency. These all are the common mistakes which farmers do in the prelim management. Now, what are the economic impact of prelim management? Prelim management impact on the higher peak production, better excise and shell quality. It improves the persistency. There will be low mortality in the flock. FCR will be better and overall farm profitability will be higher. Now, what are the key takeaways from this presentation? According to me, monitor body weight weekly, maintain flock uniformity, focus on gut health, ensure strong vaccination and biosecurity, avoid heat stress, prepare the pullets before laying starts. If we follow all these points, the production parameters very easy to achieve. Now, in the end, peak production is prepared during the growing phase. Thank you. Thank you, the all participants, for listening me. It's all over from my side. Dr. Sanjay, it's over to you.
Thank you, doctor. So now we'll move to our queries and answer session. Doctor, my voice is audible?
Yes, Doctor, it is audible.
Okay. Doctor, there are there are 7 questions. The first
Okay.
one is, what is the ideal fat pad level in commercial layers?
The ideal fat pad level, theoretically, which I know, that is around 1 to 2% of the total body weight.
And how to measure it?
Actually, in practical condition, we see the thickness of the fat pad level by some half inch. It is, I think, more. I'm not sure about that, but visibly we do postmortem in the field. When we see the fat, which is apparently looks, we can easily assess that this is more or less. But exactly the parameter, I'm not sure about it.
Okay. Doctor, there is another question from
Okay.
Dr. Parshuramlu. CV problem in growers, how can we address that?
CAV problem.
Yeah, in grower. He's
Okay.
asking how to address it.
CAV is very common nowadays. And as we know, this is a viral disease, but it is related with GD. And if we provide the proper space to the chicks and growers, we can cope up this problem easily. And some of companies are recommending live or killed vaccination for the CAV. We can also go for that.
Okay. So some people asking what is the importance of enzyme application during the rearing period in the feed.
Enzymes, in my opinion, are very important in the feed. It is also important in layers also, but in chicks and growers to achieve proper body weight and to maintain the gut health, the enzymes are very much important. The
Okay.
enzymes, these enzymes are helpful for the proper digestion of the feed. And when the proper digestion of feed is there, the absorption of nutrients like protein, energy, amino acids, fatty acids will also be good. And this all reflects on the body weight and uniformity.
Okay. Doctor, there is another question.
Okay.
Is coccidiosis control program necessary for commercial layers reared in cages, right from chick stage till laying?
Coccidial control program is very important, especially in the deep litter condition, because cocci
He's asking
coccidiosis
for cage rearing.
for cage ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do coccidial control program for cage rearing also, because although there is not litter in the cage at the floor, but flies plays an important role. They take oocysts from litter to the feeder level. So this can be helpful.
Okay. So, Doctor, thank you for your answers. And I just want to just say a few words for you on behalf of our sciences. So, and also I thankful to all the participants who actively participated in this webinar. And it is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Yogendra, for sharing his valuable knowledge, practical field experiences, and technical expertise on the highly important topic like golden 20 weeks pre-lay management that drives peak production. So, Doctor, your deep insights into pre-lay nutrition, flock management, bird health, and performance optimization have provided tremendous learning for everyone associated with this webinar. So, your practical approach and extensive industry experience have made today's session extremely informative and beneficial for poultry professionals. On behalf of Chembond and all the participants, the entire organizing team, our marketing team also. So I sincerely thank you for taking out your valuable time and delivering such an excellent session. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay, and thank you to all Cambon team, and thank you to all participants for listening me.